guys are at the beginning stages of stepping into your purpose. Ooh. Not the card falling on the ground. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, you guys are at the beginning stages of stepping into something that you've always been meant for. Notice how in the Page of Wands, this woman she's gearing up. This is like a slingshot almost. It's like a pullback for a release. You're about to be flung into your Nine of Cups. Now, cups is typically symbolic of emotional fulfillment, but if you notice, this is where it starts. We've always talked about the external starting to reflect the internal, but you guys are already starting to feel right within, and now your wins are about to catch up to you externally. You're about to step into your calling. And right now you're at the beginning stages of it. And for some of you guys, it does look like this. I've been picking up on your spiritual gifts too. Your spiritual gifts are being activated right now. And it may look like, so you guys are like, all of a sudden having the desire to want to get up more, work out more, get your energy back up for some reason. Like you all of a sudden have this urge to want to get up. There's like this drawback, like there is this gearing up for a release. Do you see the type of strength that this woman has in her arms and her legs? And it takes strength. It takes energy to do what she's about to do. This is actually a real game. I don't know. I don't know the specifics of it, but this is actually real. You have to have your energy up in order for you to be flung off in the right direction. This is a catalyst. And that's exactly what this is, yo. Like, there is a catalyst that's helping you gear up for the release into your abundance. You're stepping into your purpose. Which is why, even at the bottom of the deck, I see the Five of Pentacles. There's this out in the cold energy, right? But for some reason, I'm not even seeing this as a negative thing. This doesn't feel like, oh no, all doom and gloom, all is lost. Although traditionally, the Five of Pentacles is a doom. I wouldn't say doom and gloom, but it's not the most abundant card. It's a process of moving past what you were previously in. These Five Pentacles are the pentacles that you were holding on to in your prior season. Your old jobs, your old relationships, your old homes. You're about to move out of this. So the fact that, like, even in this card, these people are walking past this window. So there may be a season of preparation that you're standing in right now. And the preparation may look like this. It may look like what you perceive to be lost, but in the spiritual realm, this is actually what it looks like. It's a catapult, it's a catalyst into your new beginning. Because the wheel is turning in your favor. It's about to turn in your favor. And a lot of you guys are in the beginning stages of what that looks like. You're at the beginning stage of your purpose. I'll use me as an example, right? I took a whole hiatus, like a whole break from doing tarot. I took months off. Months. I did not record not one video, bro. And now all of a sudden I have the energy to be more consistent. All of a sudden I have the bandwidth to be able to step into this. I feel more drawn to it. The energy to want to do it is now all of a sudden coming back. It's something like that. There is something that you put down that you're picking back up because it's in alignment with your abundance. For some of you guys, this has something to do with dancing. For some of you, this has something to do with like whatever creative endeavor that you've been in. It's like for a season you had to put that down. And for some of you, it's because you were going through a season of loss. So it makes sense. No one wants to get up and help other people and change the world when they're in a season of like coming out of the fucking cold. No one wants to do that. And see, here's the thing. For a lot of you, you have to understand when it comes to purpose, a lot of people go out into the world searching for it so viciously because they're like, what is my purpose? What do I do? Where am I going? And they make it such an external thing. But the fact of the matter is, your purpose is always hidden in the mundane things. You're already doing it. So for example, right? Let's say you had to deal with homelessness. Let's say for a season in your life, you dealt with hardship pertaining to finances. And because of that, you were exposed to a lot of government funding. You were exposed to the process that it looks like to get SSI. You were exposed to the process it looks like to get food stamps. You were exposed to the process it looked like to get unemployment. Like, you were exposed to systems and processes it looks like to when you're in a down season. And that's the very same thing that is the mission that you're called to. You're called to help the homeless. You're called to help people who are potentially in poverty. And you will know exactly how and what needs to be done and what steps need to be taken because of this season. Because you went through this, you are going to be in alignment with this. You had to go through that season because it exposed you to what you needed to see. Like I mentioned, for some of you guys, this has to do with your career. You had to go through those jobs. You had to be exposed to those types of bosses, those types of systems, those type of CRMs, you had to go through all of that so that one, you can see what it looks like when you have poor leadership. So that when you step into leadership, you know what needs to be done because you've been in a position where you were at the mercy of someone who was abusing their power. Or let's say you get to a place of financial abundance, right? And now you're wealthy. You're in a secure financial place. The wheel has finally turned in your favor. You have not just enough money to survive, but you have an overflow of it, and you now know where to utilize those funds. You know exactly who needs it, and you know exactly why. Because you were at a point where you needed those systems. It's funny how it works, right? Everybody goes out into the world trying to figure out, what can I do? Where do I go? How do I do? What do I... And the fact of the matter is, if you slow down, you'll understand that God has already called you to a mission. Because see, not everybody has the same struggle. I personally went through struggles financially. You may have went through a struggle of narcissistic abuse. You may have gone through a struggle of mental abuse at home. You may have gone through whatever your struggle is the same struggle you're called to heal. And I mentioned this in a previous message before, but you have to understand, not everybody sees and feels the same problem, which is why you can be standing in a room filled with family members and be talking about the same situation that y'all grew up in the same household. Y'all grew up with the same conditions. Y'all grew up with the same mother, the same father, and yet every single one of you has a different story and a different experience and have gone on different paths. It's because not everybody sees and feels and responds to the things that they see and feel the same way. And you're not meant to. And this is a very important thing because for a lot of you, there is this shift in power happening in regards to going from the tail to the head, and the head now becoming the tail. A lot of it has to do with money, a shift in finances. And see, it's funny, right? Because when you come off of the heels of not having enough money to now having an abundance of money, you get at this state where you're like, well, what do I do? What do I spend this on? Right? And it's when you begin to slow down, you're going to get to this mature place where you know how to utilize the funds. See, the funds are about to be in the right hands now. Put the check in the right hands and watch that shit go, right? Watch how things begin to change, because right now you're at the beginning stages of stepping into your mission, which is why your dreams are getting vivid and you're powers, or just allow this to happen.